Hello and welcome. Episode number 17 of the First to Third podcast. I'll be your host this evening, Scotty, and as always, joined by some great friends. We got Robbie Swab and Mr. Drew Dole joining us, both outside. So I feel like I've kind of missed the memo, I think, with this one on the theme of the episode. So unfortunately, the setup I'm on tonight is not a mobile variety, so I am stuck inside. So We'll connect on it one day here. So sorry to let everybody down on that one.
Somebody's got to lead us. We can be outside. We're not driving this ship.
There you go. Love it. Well, how we doing, boys? Robbie, having a good week?
Yeah, man. It's 70 degrees out here right now. Feels lovely.
Must be nice.
Big event in the Covenant baseball community coming in up this week. Our very own John Deere 1200A infield vehicle will be delivered this week. I'll be dragging a field with it several times, probably.
Just for the fun of it.
Just for the fun of it.
Oh, it needs it one more time. Got to have it one more time.
Yeah.
Rob, there's nothing like a Sunday afternoon and just go into the ball field and like, man, I need to drag the field just to have some of that peace of alone time. You know what I'm saying? Just go to the field and just drag for like an hour. You're great. Trust me, you'll love it.
I'm making a left turn. I'm making another left turn.
I love it.
No, so that's fun. We're all doing well up here, just watching some ball, having fun.
Well, quick question for you on that. Have you been hand dragging this field up until this point?
Okay, so no.
Okay.
But I won't use any names or institutions, but there was an institution near where I live that had a relationship with one of the old coaches, and they had a vehicle.
Wahoo wah. Sorry, did I say that out loud?
And said institution had a audit of all assets over $2,000, and so they came and got it.
Do you have a family member that's an alum at that place?
Yeah.
Oh.
At said institution.
Yeah.
But anyways, that was 4 years ago, and they haven't replaced it since. And I have very gracious parents, and so
love it.
We're going to get to do a lot this year because of those wonderful parents.
Love it. Always starts with the grassroots.
Yes.
But
all pun intended.
Seriously, to answer your question, I've been using a four-wheeler, which, as y'all know, are not designed to go on turf. They're designed to climb mountains.
Yeah, and tear up turf.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, did you have to go buy some bald tires so that thing wouldn't?
Well, that was my first ask, but that didn't happen.
Yeah, I hear you. Drew,
so
how about you, man? Go ahead.
I just sanded them down.
Nothing a little TLC can't do. How about you, Drew? How's life going?
Doing well, man. Baby's growing like crazy. He's got his 7-8 week checkup this week, and we had our first round draft pick signed on Friday. So that was
big news for sure.
Must be nice for him. He is the newest multi-millionaire, but I mean,
yeah.
And he's already in Florida, in Port Charlotte. Barrick's probably not far from him, in all honesty, now with his move. So
okay,
he's at Tampa Bay's training facility. He's going to probably get 40, 50 at bats the rest of this summer, and we'll see what happens, man. I'm excited for him. It's huge for him, huge for our program, man. It was awesome day.
Yeah.
So
sure.
it's been last few weeks have been fun.
Why don't you say name and school and all that for you, Drew? Since you do kind of work there.
Xavier Isaac would be the player that was drafted number 29 overall from East Forsyth High School. Last 2 years, we've had a first-round draft pick and a second-round draft pick. So the fun part was last Monday, I actually got to throw BP to both of them at East Forsyth.
Oh, nice.
Needless to say, they both kind of said, we probably need to buy you some baseballs because they lost a lot of baseballs. So yeah, luckily with Xavier's whole process, Tampa Bay was gracious, as was San Diego when they came through with their GM to. They donated us some BP baseballs from minor league and major league baseball teams that, once they get scuffed or hit too much, and those balls fly. Holy cow.
Yeah.
But
you're basically hitting rocks.
Yeah.
With aluminum bats.
Well, he was hitting them with wood bats, and they still look like rocks. Yeah. I mean, he's hitting balls with wood bats into the trees, over the road. I mean,
yeah.
It was fun. It was really fun to watch. But I mean, thankful for them. We got, we probably got 100 baseballs out of it, which is fantastic. Awesome for our guys will be able to use them. But nah, man, it's been a lot of fun. I'm down here at the lake at Courtney's Lake House, and we've been on the lake this weekend. So been fun. Been in the pool today.
Love it.
Keeping up with some baseball. Looking forward to this trade deadline coming up, man.
Oh man. This is like Christmas time for baseball fans. Like it's just like the anticipation, and it usually delivers, which is always good too. It's not a bust like the NFL or other trade deadlines most of the time. So definitely looking forward to some of that news for sure. So sweet. Well, yeah, no, it's been a fantastic. Anytime you have an alumni of any of our schools, let alone our high school, go that high in the draft, it's there's some alumni, pride, I guess is the right word in that. And, seeing the social media stuff and he looks real good in the Rays uniform. So,
he does.
Let's give him a few years, develop those skill sets a little bit more. And, maybe he'll catch the tail end of this Rays run as they're kind of rebuilding. That'd be pretty sweet. Sweet to see some of
their
that.
Stadium contract goes out, I think, in 2027. So, I mean, he'll either be up
Charlotte would be great.
Charlotte. I mean, Nashville's not even a bad trip either, in all honesty, but Charlotte would be fantastic.
Is that for real?
The Nashville, I think so. Nashville and Las Vegas are the big pushes right now, which they're huge markets, man. I mean, huge markets.
If Charlotte had a baseball team,
if
Charlotte had a baseball team, would that divide your feel for the Braves?
Yes and no.
Like a legit Major League Baseball team. Like Major League.
I guess that would go back to with the people with the Panthers and the Redskins, or now the Washington Commanders. But, you had all the people here that would always watch the Redskins, and then the Panthers come in, and it's like, well, who do we cheer for? Yeah. So, I mean, you'll have your diehards, and you'll have some that'll pick up on the new team if it was in Charlotte. But
I mean, I would still be a diehard Braves fan, but I would definitely pull for the other team when they weren't playing playing against the Braves. I would go to a lot more games, that's for sure.
They would would have to they would definitely every Braves series that was there would be packed.
Oh my gosh. It would be nuts. Yeah. I would have season tickets to that new team for that reason. So
Correct.
But you'd also have to figure out the parking situation in Charlotte because
that's when it pays to know people in Charlotte.
Yeah, for sure.
Then you can Uber.
You still got to get in there.
Yeah. I mean, the Knights Stadium. I mean, it's not terrible. I mean, again, I know we're not talking like MLB type crowds, but it's not bad, and they've got a lot of like public parking decks that are around that area that are walkable. And you've got the Panthers Stadium, which is not too far from there either. So like even walking from the Panthers parking facilities, even though again, compared to other NFL teams, the Panthers parking facility is nothing compared to those teams either. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting. I don't think Charlotte will get it before Nashville or Vegas or anything like that. But the fact they're on the short list is pretty cool. So
that is cool.
Oh man. All right, well, let's dive into some topics here. So we are going to skip over our stack bet recap just because we did take the week off last week. Short week, all-star break, all that kind of stuff. And then with us not having the episode last week, just for us to have a little mental reset as well. But we will go ahead and throw out some new stack bets at the end of the episode as normal. So if you aren't familiar, we'll recap what stacks and stack bets and all that kind of stuff are as we get towards the end of the show. So we'll just dive right in, I think. The Braves have pretty solid week and a half, I guess, depending on how you want to look at it since the All-Star break. 6-3 in their 9 games post All-Star break, which is not bad. The only kind of sad note of that is the 3 of the 3 losses, 2 of them were to the Phillies, so we did lose the series against the Phillies. Always hate to lose a series to a division rival, but let alone the Mets or the Phillies. So that was kind of sad. Austin Riley, the fact that he barely made it into the All-Star game is like laughable at this point, with just the level of play that he has carried for the last just probably month at this point. I think today he solidified that he's 100% going to be the National League Player of the Month. He'll probably be the Player of the Week, if I had to imagine as well. Drew, shot that out in our group text today. He has just put up some unreal numbers, to say the least.
Player of the Week for sure.
Yeah.
Austin Riley posted a 1.344 OPS in July.
Yeah. That's unreal.
For a month.
Unreal. Him and Aaron Judge have had the one of the best months, I believe, in baseball for a long time.
Yeah.
Both of them. I know both of them are over 1.
Yeah.
Austin Riley's might be better. I don't know. I haven't checked that number yet, but
yeah. Over his last 7 days, Austin Riley is 10 for 23 with 3 runs, 8 doubles, a home run, and 5 RBIs. And here's the kicker for me: 2 strikeouts. He has tremendously cut down the number of swing and misses. I saw a statistic they put up during the game today that in the month of July, he's hitting .493 on pitches that are in the zone, and he has an average exit velo of like 94, which both were highest in the league for the month of July. When you're putting barrel to ball, especially on pitches in the zone, good things are going to happen. So.
I think Snit's done a really good job. I don't know if it's Snit or if it's front office, either one, but I think they've done a really good job of trying to keep guys behind him, protecting him, because the more you protect him, the more they have to throw to him.
Yeah.
Keeping d'Arnaud or Contreras or Ozuna, whoever behind him.
Yep.
And even earlier this week, I think Olsen was behind him at 1.2. So
yeah,
they did that when they face a lefty. I think they're going to put Olsen hitting third,
and then d'Arnaud
in the lefty, and then honestly, I think they went.
Thought it was d'Arnaud was before, and then Olsen
Olsen was a 5. Yeah.
No, the Braves can put some scary lineups out there, man. And when you look at it, it's like, sometimes it's almost laughable that we're not putting up, double-digit runs pretty consistently. But that's the game of baseball. But yeah, but just to give him a shout out, because I think it's deserved, like Rob said. So far this year, he is hitting .301. He's got 119 hits, 29 home runs, 31 doubles, 68 RBIs, 108 strikeouts, and he's got an OPS of .964. Just he is absolutely tearing the cover off the baseball. I think he's up to 3rd in the MLB in home runs, 4th now. So he's behind Aaron Judge, the league leader, who's at 42, which, again, he's having just an unbelievable season. And
great time
kudos,
for him to have.
I was going to say kudos
great
to
time
him.
For him to have a season. He bet on himself, man. He bet on himself.
100%.
Bet on himself, and now he's going to have MVP, All-Star. If they go deep in the playoffs or win a World Series or whatever, the Yankees are going to have to pay him a lot of money.
If he hits 60, he might get $500 million.
Yeah. I don't even know if he has to hit 60, to be honest. If he can push them deep in the playoff, 60 guarantees it for sure. So
I think 60. I think 60 with an MVP.
Yeah.
But I think the icing on the cake is postseason run.
Yeah.
If the Yankees go to the World Series or win the World Series and he's the MVP, so then you have MVP, All-Star. You might be right, Rob.
Yeah.
$500 million is a lot of money.
Is he? No, he's not. I was going to say if he was tracking. So he leads the league in home runs and RBIs. I was going to see if he leads the league in I was thinking if we're talking triple crown here, but he is not. He's not leading the AL in average.
But he's not. But he's not a 240 guy. He's like 280, isn't he?
No, yeah, he's hitting 297. So he's not far off. He's not far off of it. He's. His season OPS is 1.54. Unbelievable. yeah, I mean, he's just putting together a heck of a season.
He's got a 1.5 or 1.05.
1.05. Yeah.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, what's crazy is here's the fascinating thing. He doesn't even lead the league in OPS. Yordan Alvarez is your league leader in OPS.
Yeah.
With a 1.087. So, I mean, yeah, that dude's having a heck of a season as well. The Astros got a steal for him on his contract. So
yeah.
Very good at the baseball.
Yeah.
So again, just to kind of quickly recap, I don't want to spend too much time going through this, but so the Braves series since the All-Star break, we had a 3-game series against the Angels, a 3-game series against the Phillies, and then a 3-game series against the D-backs. The Braves take 2 of 3 from the Angels. They lose the Phillies series, as we said, 1 games to 2. And then we swept the Diamondbacks this weekend, which to me was a must sweep series. Those are the series that we have to keep, putting the foot down so that we'll make sure that, we don't lose any distance behind the Mets. The Braves win the first game of the series, defeating Shohei Ohtani in the Angels series 8-1. Honestly, the bats just were alive. And I mean, Shohei pitched a great game until the 7th, and then it kind of just all imploded on him. So, that's kind of been typical Ohtani baseball. Morton actually had a great outing. He went 6 innings, 2 hits, and had 7 Ks. The problem was the Braves didn't score any runs till the 7th, so he got the no decision on that one, unfortunately. But just a great outing that we needed from him. Game 2, the Braves take 7-2. Kyle Wright comes out, has a great start, 6 innings, 7 hits, only 2 runs, 8 strikeouts. Austin Riley again goes without saying, but 3 home run.
Is Kyle Wright in the Cy Young race here now too? I mean, 13 dubs.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's leading the league. Let me check. Justin Verlander won his last one, so
he is not in the conversation for Cy Young.
You don't think so?
He wins games, and he's pitching very, very well. But there's no way you can tell me that Kyle Wright's top 5 for NL Cy Young.
I mean, you got Alcantara and Corbin Burns, but
and the guy who pitched today,
Kyle Wright. Max Fried.
Fried.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean it's. I mean, 13 wins is nothing to scoff at, though. I
know, but wins. I mean, he's gonna have to win 20.
Yeah.
For that, and
yeah,
Logan Webb.
Again, and I know wins.
Giants.
I know wins is a huge thing when it comes to it depends on your offense and if you're getting runs. Because we look at that year, Jacob deGrom had a losing record and won the Cy Young, but that's because he had a freaking sub-1 ERA or something for the season.
Sub-2.
Sub-2. So
as he should. I mean, but as he should have done. I mean,
yeah.
Looking at it now, I mean, wins are going to be, they're huge because that's based off your team, your offense helping you, whatever. Yeah. I mean, you look at somebody like Alcantara, or I know Verlander. Both of those guys are sub-2 right now. And
yeah, I mean, Gonsolin keeps doing what he's doing. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, that's but I mean, it's nice to have Max Fried, Kyle Wright, 2 guys that can go get W's.
Yeah,
or at least give you a really good chance to get a W.
Here's something that stuck out to me today when I was looking at some stats. And if you've looked this up, it'll defeat the purpose. But do you guys know who leads the Braves in strikeouts pitch on the pitching staff?
Is it Strider?
Quadzilla.
Uncle Charlie.
Charlie Morton. Really?
Exactly, Rob. Head scratcher. I was like, are you kidding me? 126 strikeouts. Max Fried has 122. Spencer Strider has 120. Now, you got to keep in mind, Spencer Strider did not start the season as a starter, so he is behind. So Charlie has 126 through 110 innings, and Strider has 120 through 80 innings. So if you break it down, Strider will be probably leading the Braves, but it shocked me that at the
after he starts on Tuesday or Wednesday or whenever he gets to speak?
But I was shocked today when I was looking at some of the Braves stats of the fact that Charlie's currently leading. I thought Max would have been up there, but Max has had a few games where he only had 3 or 4 strikeouts.
He's only 3 behind Strider, 117.
Yeah. So,
It's a good staff, man. I mean, we're sitting here in our group chat talking about we need another starting pitcher. I mean, that's the crazy part about this is
I know. Yeah,
and I don't know if that's Rob been saying we need a bullpen help, which he's not wrong there. We need one more bullpen arm. I think we need one more arm.
Which, if you watch the game today, they did a little segment where Kirby Yates has made 5 appearances, relief appearances in the minors, and he has a 1.93 ERA through those 5, with like 6 strikeouts. So apparently he's looking pretty decent, but who knows? Kinley looked a lot better today than he did on Friday. So
he was not planning on coming in that baseball game on Friday. He was checked out. Did you see how long it took him to get from the bullpen to the mound?
I did not see that on Friday.
All right, they showed a camera angle of it. I can't remember where I saw it, but he literally walked and adjusted every single part of his uniform from the bullpen all the way to the mound, to the point where Brian Snicker was like,
"What are you doing? Yeah,
all right, bro. We need to come check on you."
Yeah,
but honestly, that brings up a Will Smith conversation. But your boy hadn't looked good.
No.
Nobody, Brian Snicker, nobody wanted to go out there and take him out. But Will Smith needs to get some stuff figured out because
he might be a DL guy when Kirby Yates comes back, if he's coming back soon, just so he can figure himself out. Throw a phantom. They don't use it as much in the major leagues as they do in the minors, but throw a phantom DL on him. So,
yeah. Over his last 15 games, he has pitched 13 innings, given up 18 hits and 8 runs. He's walked 9 and struck out 17. So,
you said about it in our group chat, man. It's just like, is he tipping?
It's got to be something.
There's something going on with it. He's either tipping or he's putting himself in such a bad position with sequencing that everybody knows exactly what's coming.
Well, so here's the thing. Dylan Lee's 93, 94 with a breaking pitch. I really don't think it's stuff. He's got good stuff. I think he walks people and then gives up a hit.
Yeah.
8 walks in 13 innings.
Not good.
That ain't cutting it.
Yeah.
And the change happened last year when Will Smith started going hard with his fastball, getting in on these right-handed hitters, and really establishing the fastball both sides of the plate, left arm side and glove side, and then spun the breaking pitch.
And I bet he's a lot of way away right now, isn't he?
Yeah, it's a way away. And I'm not gonna say he has the stuff to just go in there and beat bats, but if he can really locate the fastball on the inside to a righty and away to a righty, it opens up everything for him.
Yeah.
It opens up it opens up everything for him.
They're cutting out half the plate on him then. I mean, all they're doing is diving and looking away, which reminds me of another pitcher who gets on this podcast every once in a while that will go away, and then get hit, and then all of a sudden forget that the inner half exists. And then once you go inner half on some people, it stands them up and stops them from diving over the plate. Next thing you know, you go back away, and it's there.
And then that slider's just wipe out at that point.
Exactly.
So.
That's what I'm saying.
So I've watched him pitch a couple of times, and he's not fatigued. He's throwing at 94. Shoot, last year he was like 91, 92.
Yeah.
So,
but when you only got to look on one half of the plate, it's really easy to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
or they'll sell out to it. They'll sell out inside because I think he tries to go inside with both pitches. But
if he's going to go in, he needs to start hitting some people just to know that he's going to get in.
But he can't get back out. It's like he can't do both.
Yeah.
That's the frustrating part, is because we've seen him when he's legit. Like in the postseason last year,
it was not the Will Smith experience. Like
it was lights out.
It was game over.
Yeah.
Turn out the lights, go home, we're done.
You didn't feel like he was going to walk up on stage and hit somebody. You felt like he got it under control.
Yeah. Well, I just pulled it up because I was curious because he has an over 2 WHIP in those 15 games as well, which is also you can't have that as a relief pitcher. If you take out the bottom half of the statistics, he is the worst consistent pitcher that we have, bullpen or starter, on the staff with a 1.51. This probably won't shock you either that the next worst person with a 1.50 is Ian Anderson. So I'd say that's two. That's two of the biggest. That's the two biggest question marks in the staff. So really, you cut down on some walks, and I mean, it's a game changer for both of them. So. Walks. I mean, there's a reason it's considered an old adage of baseball is because walks, they kill you every time. When you're giving people free rides on the base, it kills you every time. So Ian Anderson leads the Braves with 49 walks this season. That's a lot.
Which is probably why he's had the most struggle this year is because of his walks.
So many people on base. So. And it changes again, this is where it'd be nice to have Ryan on the podcast, maybe a little bit, not so much later in his career, but as a starter, it changes your whole mindset because you go from the windup to the stretch. Mechanics, they should be the same, but they're a little bit different in terms of how you get going and stuff like that. So, I don't know. It's interesting. And then, unfortunately, I don't really know what happened, to be honest. I mean, other than the fact that Detmers is just having an unbelievable season this year, but the Braves kind of crapped the bed in the last game of the Angels series, 9-1. Anderson again, kind of, he gave up 5 runs in the first. It's just not, you're not going to win ball games doing that. So, just kind of is what it is on that. Then hopping over to the Phillies, the Braves go on the road to the Phillies. They lose the first game of the series 6-4. That was a really tough game to watch. It was kind of weird and fluky the whole game. The Braves scored 4 runs, but I don't think any of the four hits that got them those 4 runs left the infield. So that's a bit odd. And then AJ Minter comes in, has a really fluky play happen where, a guy gets on and then I think he walks somebody. And then he just didn't execute a cutter into Bryson Stott, and he hit a 3-run home run to put the Phillies up. And then the Braves couldn't do anything against Dominguez in the ninth, so they dropped the first one 6-4. Come out, respond well. Strider has another great outing. He goes 6 innings, gives up 3 hits, 1 run, 6 strikeouts. And the Braves take that one 6-3 before the Phillies jump all over Charlie Morton, unfortunately, in that game. And we lose the series finale of that one 7-2. And then again, not to dive too much into it, the Braves sweep the D-backs 5-2, 6-2, and then today Austin Riley hit a walk-off double in the ninth to score Matt Olson from first. And so the Braves won that one 1-0. He was lumbering. That guy is the funniest dude to watch try to score from first. Like, he is.
and Wash knows this, man. Wash coached him in Oakland.
Yeah. So if you go back and watch that at-bat, so it was one pitch. I have no clue how Riley got his hands to that baseball. It was a very good pitch. And he was able to get the bat on the barrel to the ball, kept his hands inside, and hit it to the fence. Eddie Perez was cracking me up in the Braves bullpen because he was back there and he was waving him, come on, man. Waving him. I just also love the way that Riley's playing the game right now. So there was nobody out when Swanson had gotten out. But Riley was running that whole thing out. So thankfully it didn't happen. But if he would have gotten
on third,
if he would have gotten thrown out at home, Riley would have been standing on third base, which I just love watching people who do the right things in the right time in that situation. So, anyway, we can hop off Austin Riley talk for a little bit, but he's just been that good. It's just hard not to talk about him. So that's the Braves week.
Hey, Drew. Solid. Yes. Drew, I think Scotty's got a man crush on Austin Riley.
I'm telling you, he is. I mean, we've talked about the cycles of Braves players in our lifetime. We go from Chipper Jones to Freddie Freeman. Riley might be the next one, man. So he's got them pretty blues after the post-game interview too. So
I didn't know that. He's looking a little too closely there, Rob. I don't know what he's got going on here, man.
He's just I just love listening to his post-game things too. He's humble. He says the right things. So anyway.
Scotty, I thought you were about to say he's just a hunk.
No,
not just he's just humble.
We're not going that far. We're not going that far. Oh man,
nah, we're good. We're good. I'm glad he's on our team. I'm glad
That's right.
Hey, man.
I'm glad he's on our team.
We need to keep it that way for sure too.
But hey, as fun as it is to watch the offense, as fun as it is to watch them, it's going to come down to starting pitching. When we get a solid start out of these guys, Braves win. I mean, the Braves win
a lot.
A lot of games, and we're going to need a lot of good starting pitching coming through for us. Before then, because we got 5 games with the Mets coming up here shortly.
That is mine. That's like my mind is just like I'm kind of pissed about that. It's just crazy. But anyway, so I was going to do a quick division check real quick. So the Mets did win today. The Mets are on a nice little 6-game win streak, just to give them a little credit. So they currently sit at 64-37. They're 3 games ahead of Atlanta, who sits at 62-41. Again, just the Phillies. They've won 5 in a row, which is great for them, but they're 9.5 back of the Mets, 6.5 behind the Braves. It is pretty wild how big of a difference winning the East is going to be come playoff time, though. Currently, the winner of the East is looking to be the 2nd seed, which means they would have a first-round bye. The 2nd place finisher of the East is looking to be the 4 seed, the first wild card team, and they wouldn't even host the first round of the playoffs. Because they would play the 3. No, they wouldn't. They would host that one, 4 and 5. So they would host all 3 in Atlanta, which would be great, but that's still going to be tough. Tough sledding come playoff.
All right.
For that, so.
Here's your question for you. It's a 3-game series, right?
Yeah.
First round. So a 4-day playoff, a 4-day layoff between that because you got to buy. Is that going to be beneficial, or is that going to be a problem in a 5-game series? Because I think isn't the next series the second round of 5-game set?
I don't think. Is it? I thought they
wild
went to
card
7,
rounds.
So
the wild card rounds 3, then 5, and then 7.
Okay.
The NLCS would be 7. The World Series would be 7. So the second round would be the division series. Would be a game 5.
Okay.
Or it's 5 games.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of the fact as to why the Braves came in playing so well was they had meaningful games coming down the stretch, and they were kind of able to clinch it with 4 or 5 days left and then take the time.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely get that, but I think this year it's changed a little bit in the sense of it's not just the 1-game wild card anymore. So you're not out just your ace. So now to win a 3-game series, you may need to throw number 1, number 2. God forbid it goes to 3 games and you have to throw number 3. There's only a 1-day layover between that round and the next round, and you have to travel that day. So now you're starting a 5-game series with potentially a number 4, maybe a number 3. So I just think the 3 games kind of change a bit how that is going to operate from the past. I mean, I get what you're saying from an offensive standpoint. I think we talk about that every year, but I don't know. It's going to impact.
It's going to impact different teams differently. And here's the thing: I'm not knocking it. If the Braves want to go out and win 110 games and be the National League East champs, cool.
Absolutely,
have fun. Yeah. Have fun with it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think this Braves team and what we're talking about, it comes down to pitching and starting a divisional series off that deep in our rotation the way it is in a 5-game series makes me a bit nervous.
Yeah.
So,
well,
I don't know.
Speaking of starting pitching, if we want to get into the trade talks and sitting here
Yeah,
and watch
can we get Kolar for done, please?
Yeah, he's shoving.
He was 7
well,
innings, 2 hits, no runs, and 10 Ks.
Well, here's the thing. They're only 4.5 games out of a wild card. Like, I'm not selling him, especially if I got another year on him.
Well, that's the problem is he has a player option after this season. It's not a club option. So that's why people are saying if they're not going to be in contention, they might as well go ahead and trade him and try to get something for him if he's going to opt out anyway. Because apparently he's not happy there is what rumor I've read is kind of happening out there. So,
well, that's fine. Wouldn't it be nice to be close to home since he's from North Carolina?
He was giving hugs and very meaningful embraces when they pulled him out of the game in the dugout.
That's because his last start, he kicked a bat and almost killed a guy.
He just took out his knee, man. He just took out his knee. The guy's got another knee. It'll be all right.
That is who I want pitching behind Max Fried. The guy who's going to crush knees.
I mean, you think about, though, you get Carlos Rodon. You got Fried, Wright, Rodon. 1, 2, 3. I mean, that compares right up there with LA's 1, 2, 3.
What about Big Game Charlie? Have you seen Charlie Morton in the playoffs?
But that's what I'm saying. You got Charlie Morton and Spencer Strider, but then you bring Spencer Strider out of the bullpen.
Throwing 106?
Yeah, absolutely. But there's Robbie's guy that he loves, Spencer Strider.
Yeah, that's his main crush.
The Braves have not had a guy like that.
No.
The Braves have not had a guy who throws like fuzz.
Yeah.
Max Fried can throw fuzz. Like he can touch
not like that.
He's got it when he needs it. Strider just throws it because he can.
Yeah.
He is literally the starting version of Craig Kimbrell. I've told you this on the podcast before.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
I like that.
How about the Mariners making the Luis Castillo trade?
Huge.
That's a big boy move.
Going for that division, baby. Let's go.
Well, they're just trying to make sure they stay in the wild card, though, man. They're up in the wild card. They're trying to make sure they stay in the playoff hunt.
Yeah.
They're in it, though.
Yeah, they're definitely in it. Definitely. I think the Yankees are still going to make a move. They're going to make a splash. The Yankees are going to make a splash.
You sure?
I don't know, man.
They need to start pitching.
Yeah,
Rodon?
But
don't be shocked.
People are talking about the Braves farm system being depleted. I mean, what kind of chips
Yankees,
are they going to have? I mean,
they don't have much, man. But I mean,
they have a couple of big ones that people are interested in.
And I think San Francisco, just like the Angels, we've talked tons in our group chat about Ohtani, and I think that's the big one. And just like I've said, if you're going to shop Ohtani, you better be ready to shop Mike Trout.
100%.
Because at the end of the day, those are two of the biggest names in the sport, and neither have ever been in the playoffs. I know Ohtani's new, but Mike Trout's been up for what? How long now?
Almost
never been in the playoffs. Never played in October. Played in October. Never. How does the biggest name in the sport never play in October?
Yeah, so, but that's not a.
I think, but I think if you're looking at shopping Ohtani, you've got to be thinking about shopping Trout and just redoing the whole daggum thing for the Angels. You've got to.
Yeah, but what do you do at that point? I mean,
see, here's the bad part is, for us being Braves fans, is Mike Trout's from what, New Jersey?
Yeah.
Did the Mets go get him? I mean, would they go get him? Would the Mets go do that? I mean, they got the money in the farm system to do it.
Yeah,
which is scary.
Right now is where the Braves sanctions that happened under Capalella are starting to kind of rear their ugly head. This draft for the Braves was very much to replenish the talent at the lower levels.
Yeah,
because they really don't have a lot of big league looking talent in the lower levels of the minors, which is where you fill out a trade for a Ohtani, which is where you fill out a trade for a Rodon, where you fill out a trade for, and the Braves don't have that.
But both of those teams are wanting major league ready guys, or guys that can be on the roster. So, I mean, I don't know who the odd man out is, but
like I said, a Kyle Muller, a Tucker Davidson, somebody like that who has big league starts. Shoot, Tucker Davidson started in the dang World Series, or in the playoffs last year. But that piece with other pieces would get it closer.
Yeah,
and so it's.
I don't know. I would love to see it, but we have not been very optimistic in our chat with these Ohtani rumors. I honestly don't know where the fact. I mean, the one thing I will say
the MLB Network pushing that narrative. We talked about that this week,
and that's what's so fascinating to me is I just don't understand. I get Robbie's point when he came back and said it's the national, the defending champs and all that kind of stuff, but you just don't go around pushing a narrative like that just because it would be fun. Like these are like professional. Reporters,
do they know something?
Like putting their name on the line, like they just don't do that for fun.
Do they know something we don't, man? I mean, I don't know.
It's Mark DeRosa. He is not a professional reporter. I love him. He's a great analyst, things like that. But he's not a reporter.
Yeah, but I don't think he came on after some other guys were talking about it, though. I don't think he was the original one. But
anyway, it goes a lot back to what we've all talked about. We're not hearing any chatter about the Braves, and then Robbie, we've said it. AA's playing chess versus checkers right now. So what's he got going on? And do the people in baseball know something we don't? I mean, do they know how Ohtani's feeling, or Rodon, whatever, whoever it may be, or Ian Happ? We've been linked to that. The Braves have been linked to that one. I'm glad the Gallo one is just like falling out of the way because we don't need that guy because he's just a strikeout waiting to happen. But
we also don't need another left-handed hitter.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't hate it, but we don't need that. We don't need that left-handed.
No, we don't. We don't need that left-handed hitter. No. Unless you're going to trade for him and then spin him. That's the only thing you're going to do. If you're getting Gallo, you're spinning him to somewhere else.
But he ain't good enough right now to spin him.
No.
Jorge Soler was hitting below 200 when he came over.
Yeah, not consistently though.
I just
he doesn't strike out over 250 times either.
I just don't think that's a good. I don't think that's a good comp. So I get the sentiment for sure, but I don't think that's a good player comp.
See the thing. Gallo wants to go to San Diego, but
what my sentiment is, Scotty, is that the Braves find value in things that we can't really understand.
For sure.
Last year, we saw it kind of happen like a light switch. That doesn't always happen.
For sure.
And it's not always as visible as Jorge Soler hitting a 600-foot home run in the World Series.
He's had a better track record for his entire career versus Gallo.
There was a time where if the Braves got Joey Gallo, all three of us would be like, holy cow, wow, that guy, he's really good.
Nah, I can't say that because I got to see him.
We'll take the strikeouts because he's going to hit 40 bombs.
I can't say that because I got to see him live and in person in Double A.
Sorry. Okay.
I mean,
I wasn't a fan of Joey Gallo in Double A because I could watch somebody that's 5'9", 175 pounds soaking wet just blow fastballs by him in one spot.
Yeah. I mean, he's
throwing 91, 94.
I
don't think his swing has changed since then either. I don't know. I just haven't. I know he's a big prospect, and I know he's got a lot of power. I just know there's a big hole in his swing, and obviously major league pitchers are exploiting it with ease.
I mean, something has had to have changed or gotten exploited just for the simple fact. I mean, in 2017, he hit 41 bombs. In 2018, he hit 40 bombs. I mean, you don't accidentally just do that. I mean, but at the same time, he did only hit 209 and 206 respectively in those seasons.
And how many strikeouts?
196 and 207. But then he kind of has tailed off a bit on the home runs. He hit 22 and then 10. And then last year, he did hit 38 total between two teams. But he hit 199, which that's like
200 and
shocking.
How many strikeouts?
213. And then this year he's hit 12 bombs. He struck out 106 times, but he's hitting 159. Like
he's not a perfect player, guys. I'm just saying.
There's a big hole in his swing, and that swing is right at his belt on the inner half, and he can't hit it.
Yeah.
And this day and age with guys pitching up in the zone as much as they do.
Yeah.
We got no problem.
But I will say here, just for the simple fact of playing devil's advocate in the argument, I don't think he likes playing in New York, and I think that is a huge factor. So if you put him, if you put him playing in a different market like the Atlanta Braves that would let him grow a beard and come back to like playoff beard Joey Gallo, like we could be talking about a different story and a different run. So like I will say I don't think the place that he is currently in is helping him at all. So I could see a change of scenery tremendously helping him mentally,
sure,
and then at the plate.
The only bad part is, hitting in New York. What's better for a left-handed hitter than hitting in New York?
I don't know.
The Chop House not too far out there, so
yeah, Chop House is 330 out there.
Yeah,
the Yankee Stadium right field pole is 300 on a good day. I know what it says, but it ain't what that sign says. There ain't no way it's what that sign says.
I know, Drew, but you also know what kind of pressure there is in the Yankee freaking stadium.
Huge.
And what a hitter does when they know they have a short porch.
Yeah. Selling out. So
it's short both ways, but
the only saving grace that I would have in the Joey Gallo trade is it does provide pop for, I would hope, at minimal cost. Like it should not cost us any of the people being talked about in any other trade.
No.
If anything, it should just be a money dump. But anyway, we'll see what happens. The Yanks did make a splash. They did get Benintendi. I thought that was rather interesting. We've already touched on
why we're having the Gallo talks.
Yep, we've already touched on the Luis Castillo to the Mariners. That was pretty big. One thing that I saw go through that kind of irked me just a little bit. The Cubs traded Chris Martin over to the Dodgers. So that kind of stinks. I like Chris. He did well for us for a couple years. So that
would you rather have Chris Martin or Will Smith?
Chris Martin. I don't even have to think about
it. Will Smith's numbers are better
this year.
Yeah,
interesting.
But I'm just saying, I would agree with you.
That's surprising. That's surprising. That's about as surprising as Charlie Morton leading the Braves with strikeouts.
I would agree with you. I would wholeheartedly agree with you.
I think another trade, in my opinion, maybe I just missed it on a news day or something, but a trade that kind of went under the radar was the Rays picking up Peralta from the D-backs. I
actually caught that trade, but there's other reasons why I caught that trade.
So Christian,
Christian in the middle of a series with the Braves.
Yeah. So
see ya.
That'd probably help the Braves a little bit too, honestly.
What you bet that they got him over to Atlanta and then made the trade? They knew it was going to happen. They got him to Atlanta because it wouldn't be as far of a
True, that's a short flight to Tampa.
Yeah. That's good. I like that. Way to go,
guys. Same thing with Benintendi and Kansas City and the Yankees. Kansas City was in New York when the trade happened.
Yeah,
and he stayed in the Kansas City hotel room, and then was like, "All right, well, we'll see you."
I guess I'm going to the home dugout tomorrow instead of the visitors dugout.
He's going to have the Yankees put him up for a week. Thank you, in the top 5-star
plaza,
penthouse.
Yeah,
which Benintendi made his money, so it doesn't matter for him.
Yeah.
All right. One player that you would like to see traded and where? What do you think? Or let's rephrase. How would you like that you think is going to get traded and where?
I would like to see Soto get traded, selfishly, just because to get him out of the division. The problem is the teams that are currently being talked about him going to are going to be a thorn in the side of the Braves at any stop of the postseason, which I don't like.
Cardinals.
Yeah.
Los Dodgers.
I was just reading a thing about what the Cardinals wanted for Soto and what they were asking for. The Cardinals were like, "No, we're not going to give up all of those guys for Soto."
Yeah.
So I mean,
they wanted like Gorman and Who's the other?
Burleson,
Yeah,
and a couple other guys. Dude, Burleson, I don't understand how the dude's not up in the show anyways, but that's another conversation down the road.
I'll be honest with you, I would do a whole heck of a lot to get Goldschmidt and Arenado and Juan Soto hitting 2, 3, and 4. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I mean, if you can win now, I mean, I know they're not winning their division right at this moment.
Yeah.
But they're not far out of their division either.
Yeah, they are. I had it up. They are 3 games back.
Yeah, they're not far out
of the Brewers. So, I don't know. I think that would just be fun for the sport of baseball. Again,
it would not be fun for Juan Soto to go to LA.
No,
it'd be Dodger.
No.
They would have to give up.
Yeah.
I mean, they have it. That's the problem.
Would they have to send Turner back to the Nats?
No.
That would just be really funny.
Well, then they don't have a shortstop.
True.
To go into the playoffs, and
that was like Chris Taylor over there.
But legitimately, they would need. See, that's the thing. The Dodgers have like 5 top 100 prospects. Like, they have the prospects to do it.
Yeah.
Which is really, really great, because I think the Braves are, I wouldn't say they're trying to model themselves after the Dodgers, but I think they're trying to emulate some of the aspects. And one of the things is the Dodgers are churning out legit big league talent out of their farm system all the time.
Yeah.
And it's a big emphasis.
Especially pitching.
More of this.
Especially pitching.
They have more of this.
I know.
But see, they do and they don't, though. Because
I know more now.
Yeah.
They're paying for, they paid for Freddie Freeman. They paid for, Mookie Betts. I get that. But to get there, they did some freaking amazing player development with a ton of players.
Yeah.
And
Wheeler,
repurposing.
Lux.
Like Chris Taylor was going to be out of the big leagues in Mariners, and now he is a staple for them. So was Max Muncy.
Yes.
Justin Turner, like all of those guys, they helped them become elite baseball players. And so, like, credit where credit's due, but
yeah,
throwing in Juan Soto and
I don't know. Unless there's just something that I'm missing, with him. I still think what we talked about like over a month ago when Albies went down with his injury, Whit Merrifield to the Braves just makes so much sense to me. And there's got to be something that is just that we don't know, like analytics or what the Royals want or something. But that trade to me just makes the most sense. So
Whit's our age? He's 30. He's 31.
He's a year older. 33. He's a year older than 32? You guys. 33.
So it's not going to take a ton.
Probably why they won't.
And he's a free
probably
agent
why they don't
next
want to. Yeah, probably why they don't want to trade him is because they know it's not going to take a ton because the value's not there. He hadn't had a great year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gotten better, but he hadn't had a great year.
Yeah, but Jorge Soler's with the Royals, and he
isn't Michael Taylor with the Royals?
That was the
Michael
other name.
That's the other name that's been thrown around a lot with the Braves.
Right-handed hitting outfielder.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is the other name.
I don't know.
Should ask Alec how he feels about it, right?
Yeah.
Ask Zoom what he thinks. He probably's like, "Yo, you guys need to be quiet. We want to keep these guys."
Yeah. I don't know.
Rob, the name I want to see, I got 2. I'd love to see Rodon traded. I think the Braves is a great stop for him. I don't know if that's the truth. And I'd love to see Blackman traded. I've said that all along. I know it's another left-handed bat, but I just think it fits. I just think he would fit.
You'd like to see one of those guys go to the Braves?
Yes.
Yeah, it's hard for me to look at names and not think Braves. So
I think the Blackman trade is probably a little bit more doable, but the Rodon's going to cost us, especially with the year control and a player option.
I was
the player option could help you.
True.
In lowering the price. It's like we're going to get this guy for 2 months guaranteed, but we don't know yet.
Yeah. I mean, Charlie's having a solid season, 271. Yeah. I mean,
he's not going to hurt you.
He's just going to get hits.
Yep. He's a guy you can put up in the top of the order if you want to.
He's a Georgia boy.
He fits. Yeah, he fits the mold.
Georgia. So. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Just fits.
He is a Young Harris College alum.
Oh.
Shout out.
Shout out to the old YHC.
Yeah, but the problem is he was a pitcher at YHC.
No.
What was he doing there?
He wasn't.
Yes, he was.
Markakis was.
No, I read an article that Blackman, he pitched. He did not hit until his senior season at Georgia Tech.
What? No.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Good for him.
So.
Oh, Ricky Robb couldn't figure out who was supposed to hit.
They could have won.
Could have won a lot of games.
Could have won a few more of those JUCO championships.
Games. He didn't need Markakis hitting his freshman year.
No.
He just needed him throwing 94 on the mound, throwing fuzz.
But yeah, I don't know. It's hard for me to think of a name and not think of who I want the Braves to see. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say, like, yeah, I'd love to see Soto traded to the Cardinals. Like, that's going to be hard for me to do.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. Does Rodon to Houston make sense? Do they need starting pitching help? I mean, we're more Braves centered.
I mean, that would be a sick rotation all of a sudden.
Correct.
Though. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
I think the Yankees are going to get Rodon. That's what I think is going to happen.
They're going to send who? Gallo and who else? Because the Yankees need starting pitching, and
the Yankees are going to send prospects. I mean, they have a couple of top prospects that people like.
Who did they send? Who did they send in that Benintendi deal?
4 guys, a couple in the top 30.
Did that Paredes guy, was he included in that?
I don't think so.
The shortstop, because he's still a prospect that a lot of people want.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to take them because they probably were in on Castillo with the Reds. The other thing I think is I could see Perry Manassian and Alex Anthopoulos getting together and like Raciel Iglesias for the Angels coming to Atlanta for a mid-level prospect because to add more depth to the bullpen.
Yeah. I don't know.
That would be the move that I would like to see. I would like to see it. I think it's got the most realistic chance of occurring.
Yeah. I don't like seeing the Mets making moves and then talking about making some of these bigger moves, and then it's just a big question mark on what are the Braves going to do, and then what can the Braves going to do. We've said, that's the handicap, is like, what do we have the capability to do to bring in a name? And I agree with what Rob said in our group chat of just the prospect. We just don't have the prospect currency that we used to. I mean, we gave up a lot in that Matt Olson deal, which we needed to. I'm not saying that I'm second guessing that move, but I mean, that ate up a lot of that current capital of players.
Yeah.
And the Mets have had a couple really good under the radar pickups here. They got Vogelbach from the Pirates, and then they picked up Tyler Naquin and Philip Deal from the Reds. So I think they're silently making moves. And again, I hate when analysts and reporters and stuff do this, but I mean, they're getting ready to get a quote unquote trade deadline pickup in Jacob deGrom coming back. So, I mean,
true,
that's pretty sick. And he doesn't have the inning wear and tear that he usually does going into the, September, October season. So part of me thinks him kind of going down at the beginning of the season could be a blessing for the Mets. I'm never going to wish somebody to get hurt, but I mean, you could have a fully healthy DeGrom in October.
Let's. How about for funsies? I mean, the talk's been DeGrom wants to go to the Braves after free agency. If he likes free agency, right? DeGrom to the Braves. Brett Mets and Braves make a historic deal. Hatred, and then they deal DeGrom for pick the Braves people.
Strider,
Harris.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know about Harris. I would go Strider and Contreras. I could live with that.
I'll be honest with you. If AA pulled off something like that, he should be.
Brian Cashman is done as the GM for the decade or century. He's done.
Every other team should be calling Alex Anthopoulos and saying, "We want you to be our GM."
How much will it cost?
And the Braves need to say, "You ain't going nowhere."
We will pay you $1 million.
Pay that man his money.
If he brings another ring to Atlanta, like cemented, like
is Wilson Contreras on the trade block? He's emotional in the dugout.
Yes, he is big on the trade block.
Look at that.
Talks were Houston, actually.
He's two-hand hugging people, man. Like behind the back, like this.
You my boy, Blue.
I love you, man. I love you. I'm so sad.
I would say William Contreras is not on my trading block, but I know he is being talked about pretty heavily in circles. To me, Darno's not going to be there forever. He's our best pitching or catching prospect left. We've gotten rid of Alex Jackson, Shane Langeliers, and another guy that I can't think of off the top of my head. So, Contreras is it. I just can't see trading him. But that's just my opinion. As much as I like him, I would almost rather go ahead and trade Darno, who was an all-star as well, and just open the door for Contreras at this point. But that feels wrong coming out of my mouth too, so I don't say that I love that, but so any other crazy trade talks or happenings that you've heard about or seen?
It's looking like Contreras is being traded. It's just a matter of who and when.
Oh, you talking about Wilson Contreras of the
Wilson,
Cubs?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
we'll see.
Wilson.
I did put this on here, so I will just give it a little shine. Barrick was going to give our big Orioles talk of the evening. They're still finding ways to win, so they're still at 500. Boston actually in the cellar of that division at this point. Orioles only 17.5 back of the division, but only three games out of the wild card. So,
what if they got in this year, man? That'd be nuts.
It would be nuts.
Oh my gosh, Drew! Can you imagine in 3 years you going to see Xavier Isaac's major league debut and Connor Norby's playing second base against him for the Baltimore Orioles?
That'd be awesome. I would be in heaven.
How would you stand it? Like, Drew, you would literally have a panic attack for how excited you would.
You'd have to have a house divided jersey.
Two hats. Connor's hitting, Orioles hat. Xavier's hitting, Tampa hat. Very simple. Very simple.
When none of them are hitting, Braves hat.
No hat. Can't wear a Braves hat in Baltimore. Well, or Tampa. I could, but when neither's hitting, no hat.
Yeah.
And at that point in their careers, they're both going to be out just looking like, hey, you guys want to get me a suite? Just help me out a little bit. Just
Cool Today Field. Cool Today Park's not that far from Tampa, Drew.
No, it's not.
Yep.
Have to have Barrett hook us up during spring training.
Yeah, for sure.
That'd be fun. Oh, there you go. Live podcast from spring training.
Yeah.
Rob and I won't be able to get there, but
when does your season start?
February.
Oh, that's true. You can come for a weekend.
Not with a sub 1-year-old. I don't think so. I do not think the lady would be very happy with me at that
Strap
point.
him to your back. Let's make it roll.
I mean, we have talked
try.
about taking him on trips. So I mean, she might be out for a weekend trip to Florida.
There you go.
Hey, I'm gonna try to play Top Golf on Saturday in November with a sub 1-year-old. So we'll see.
I am not.
Throw the little test balloon out there and see if it comes back.
Oh Jesus!
You're gonna have a sub like 2-month-old, let alone 1-year-old. Like, get out of here with that sub 1-year-old talk.
It's sub 1. It's really sub. It's sub 1.
Closer to 0 than 1.
Yeah, absolutely.
Old Ran. Ran.
I'll be honest. I didn't really get much time in terms of players of the week, but I think Austin Riley's probably got to be at the top of that list for us, as we talked about.
I think at the end of the day, as much as I love, Austin Riley will be NL Player of the Week. Aaron Judge will be AL Player of the Week.
Yeah,
I haven't looked at a pitcher just because it really didn't matter.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Pitcher of the Week might be Max Fried after what he did today.
Yeah, I think Scherzer put up a good start sometime this week.
Yeah, Scherzer did. I mean, heck, Ian Anderson put up a good start the other day. So
yeah,
I mean, it's not.
I don't know.
You can't be pitcher of the week if you give up 5 runs in the first.
Well, that's true. Of a second start. True. Second start. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Let's rock and roll this thing. Austin Riley.
You got Aaron
Judge.
And I'm gonna say Aaron Ashby.
Well, Carlos Rodon had 2 starts this week and tallied 20 strikeouts on the week. So
there you go. There's your pitcher of the week. There you go. Rodon. Thank you. Check.
All opposed.
Nick Lodolo did put up a .75 ERA in 2 starts, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, Rodon's going to get it with 20 punch outs in 2 starts.
Well, he had 16 in 2, so
I saw both of those players pitch in college.
Lodolo and Rodon.
Yep.
Where did Lodolo go?
TCU.
Oh, nice.
Face Rodon. That was fun.
How'd that work out for you?
I got a hit.
Okay.
Also struck out. That's an interesting story. I played for a coach who was very into putting righties in against lefties and lefties in against righties. And when we were facing Rodon that day, I figured probably not, and I was.
There's my name.
So cool. So before the game, I had a little chat with myself. I said, "Self, we're gonna swing early. We're gonna swing often."
Yeah.
And so first at bat, I think I just hit a single up the middle. And the second at bat, I put one in play early. So I think I saw like 3 pitches in the first 2 at bats, which is not characteristic of how I used to hit.
No.
And then you started seeing a bunch of breaking balls early, right?
The third at bat was cutter, and a slider. And I took my cap and walked on back to the dugout.
Hey, it was nice to meet you, Carlos.
Carlos, I am 12.
He honestly, of all of the players that I ever faced in college, Rodon stood out the most because he was as huge of a pitcher as I had ever seen. Just like physically, he was just so huge and thick and muscular. He's a huge guy. He is just a really big dude. When he was pitching, I mean, even when he was NC State, and you'd see when they were hitting BP, there's normal players. I mean, for ACC and things like that, all through the outfield, and then there he was. Like he's just a bigger guy, and so
yeah,
it's not the fastball that'll get you; it's the slider and the cutter.
Well, on a lefty, that's a tough combo to hit ever. So lefty on that. So.
I never got locked up. I never got locked up a lot, but that one I got locked up.
Yeah. 6'3", 245. That big?
That's a big boy.
Is that big?
Yeah.
Is that a linebacker for the freaking Baltimore Ravens? Yes.
Tight end.
Yeah. I don't know for the Ravens. Their tight ends are huge because they're also fullbacks basically. So anyway, all right. So before we get out of here, we'll throw up some stack bets here real quick. So if this is if you're new to us, Stack Bets, this is just a friendly way for us to have some competition on the podcast. We're not doling out money and we're not giving out betting advice, mainly because most of us don't live in states where it's legal. Robbie, Kenny, and is it legal in Florida?
I believe so.
So
a lot of things are legal in Florida.
I would be shocked if it wasn't. So Barrick did not lose the ability, so Barrick still can. But so I guess I shouldn't say that. 50% of the pod can actually do this legally. But nonetheless, this is just a way for us to just have some competition throughout the season. So throughout the week, or at the beginning of the week, we'll throw out some stack bets. We each get 50 stacks replenished in our account every week, as long as you made bets in the previous week. In case you're following along or haven't been following along, I went all in a couple weeks ago for the Braves to sweep the Mets, thanks to Robbie and Drew's peer pressure. And so I am starting this, because you had like 700 stacks.
Hey, you gotta play where you can play there, man. Play it as it lies.
So I will start this week off with 50 stacks only. Drew, I think you're starting at 280. Is that
something like that?
Correct?
Yeah, sounds good.
Rob, you're still sitting at 190. Barrick has 170, and Kenny is still sitting at 90. So somehow Kenny is beating me and hasn't placed a stack bet in about 17 weeks or something like that. So.
Be nice to have him back. Come back, Kenny.
Yeah, if you're listening, Kenny, we're waiting for you.
The house always wins.
So, Drew, you want to chat about your stack bets here real quick?
Yeah, I put mine in just in case I wasn't able to get on. I'm gonna put 50 on the Braves to win 4+ this week. I like them beating the Phillies, and I think they can win. I think they can win some games against the Mets, because in my next one I'm putting 25 on the Braves to win the series versus the Mets, to take 3 out of 5. So that would be huge. 25 on Austin Riley to hit 2+ home runs this week. And I'm going 50 on the Orioles to take both of their series this week. I think it's going to be a good week. So we'll see what happens with the 150 that I just threw out there and hope for the best.
Love it. So that will leave you with 130 now.
Yeah. Put some bets out.
Sub winnings. Rob, you want to go next, or you want to go last?
I want to go next because it also involves the Braves Mets series, or the Braves Mets series. Drew, how much did you put on them winning that series?
50? 25, I believe.
25.
Yep.
Is 60 on that series, on the Braves winning that series, enough to support that? Is that a valuable enough bet? Because I'll tell you why 60. That would put me down to where Drew is in terms of the amount of money in the bank, non-bet. Non-bet cash.
I'm fine with it. I mean, 3 out of 5 against the Mets. I mean, that's going to be tough. That's not a cakewalk. That's not like the 2 RBIs you tried to say Riley was going to get a few weeks ago.
Nah, I never did that. Nah, I wouldn't have done that.
We've got it documented.
Well, we made you beef something up. I don't remember what it was, but
I think I doubled down on, and I said they were going to win 3 games in a week. I tried to go.
Oh yeah, I think that's
a full bet on 3, and then I was like, no, let's do 4+.
Yeah,
but 60. Braves Mets. Braves win the series.
I like that. You guys may not like mine. You may ask me to beef it, but I think it's a hard week, so we'll see. I'm at this point I've got to play catch up. So I am going to bet all 50 this week. I'm going to split it though. I'm doing 25 that Dansby has 5 hits this week, and then 25 that Riley has 5. I'm going to say 5 or more, not just 5 on the dot, but 5 or more hits. Again, we've got 2 games at home against the Phillies, which that's just an odd series to me. I don't really kind of get it. We get a day off.
Yeah, it's just thrown in there just for funsies.
We get a day off tomorrow, which I'm not mad about, and then Tuesday, Wednesday series against the Phillies, and it's another 12 o'clock game on Wednesday, which the Braves just do not do well in those games. For
series clinchers, they don't do well.
Yeah. Before they then go on the road for the 5-game series against the Mets, Thursday, Friday, doubleheader Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah.
So those fly for the podcast. Is that enough?
Good, man. I'm good with it.
All right. And then Rob, he threw out 60 that the Braves will win the Mets series, right?
Yep.
As opposed to not lose it.
All right. Well, the stack bets are in for this week. I feel pretty good about those. Drew, I like you giving the Orioles some love. Barrick will appreciate that as well.
They're hot, man. They've been playing well.
Who are they playing this week? I didn't even look.
I know LA is 1, and for some strange reason, I want to say Kansas City.
If the Orioles make the playoffs, we got to figure out a way to get Barrick to one of those games.
Yeah, for sure. They're at the Rangers for 3, and then at home against the Pirates for 3. So that's doable. Yeah. That's doable.
For some reason, I thought it was the Angels. I must have been looking off a week. My bad.
All good.
I knew they were winnable games. I knew that. That I did know.
Listen to this schedule for the Orioles next week, and tell me how this makes sense. This has to be a typo because it happens twice. So they play at the Rangers, off day Thursday. Home against the Pirates, home against the Blue Jays.
I see it.
They got to fly to Boston on Thursday for 1 game, and then fly to Tampa Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then fly over the border to Toronto, and then come home and play the Cubs for 1 game before playing the Red Sox. Like, what
the
is
Cubs
this?
game's a makeup.
1 game series?
I don't understand the Red Sox one. Why don't they flop the Red Sox and the Cubs? But, I mean, I don't know.
Why don't they just make a doubleheader for the – I mean, it's technically in Boston versus not.
Honestly, because the MLB, the PA probably has something about the doubleheaders.
There is something about doubleheaders, but yeah.
But yet we're going to make the Braves play the Mets 5 times in 4 days?
Yeah, but that's good for business.
Yeah. And the Orioles and the Red Sox battling it out for the bottom of that division on a Thursday night for 1 game.
Playoff hunt, baby. Playoff hunt.
I get it. All right. Just a quick update from the podcast. So we ran a hat giveaway for during the All-Star week and festivities. We had a little snafu trying to get that piece together. So the winner has not been announced yet, but stay tuned. We will be doing that on on our social media and getting that out this week. So be on the lookout for that. And we look forward to getting that winner announced, and then obviously getting the All-Star hat in your possession. So with that, we'll go into our last words here. So, Rob, you want to bring us home? What you got? Looking forward to anything?
I am looking forward to a fun week. I am looking forward to having the stack bets back. They add a little flair to our week in watching baseball. And I'm also excited about going to see Top Gun tomorrow night.
Nice. Still hadn't seen it.
Have you seen it, Scotty?
Nope, not yet.
Going with my dad.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, also trying to play golf with him this week, too. It's my dad's birthday at the end of the week.
Yes.
Nice. Also, and I should say this, probably should have said it first, but our little baby boy could be coming any day now. Meg is 35 weeks pregnant today. So,
it's ready to catch him. You just got to catch him.
That's right.
Well, he's got catcher in his blood, so he should know how to catch before he gets out.
Truth.
That's right. Yeah. The advice I've heard is you need to stay above the curtain.
That is 100% correct, sir. Sometimes they don't even have to put a curtain there, but that is 100% correct, sir.
Well, I may ask for the curtain, to be honest.
I was given that same advice, and I actually listened to that advice. So yes, you are correct, sir.
Yeah. Oh man. So
I did not.
Scarred for life.
You'll know what. Hey, Scotty, you'll know what to do, and you'll know what to do.
Yeah.
It is weird, but you'll know what to do.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
We'll see what happens. So that time has not come for us yet, but eventually.
The weird part was when they asked for to Meg when they asked for a mirror, and I was like, what? Yeah. So, but Mom can see.
Stay humble. Oh boy.
Thankfully, my wife was like, no.
I'm good.
You. Yeah. I'm good. I'm fine.
Yikes. All right, Drew. What you got?
As long as the drugs are working.
That's right.
Epidural is key.
Yeah.
No, man. Big week. East Forsyth, dude. This is just a huge week for us. Obviously, Xavier signing his contract. We had our softball pitcher, Kirsten Deal, was on TV last night, pitching in an All-American game. She's going to Oklahoma. And then we had our tight end just verbal to Ole Miss today. So huge weeks. Fall sports starting tomorrow for high school. So shout out to all those people that are playing fall sports. It's probably going to be another big year for East Forsyth football. Got a lot of offensive talent back. If we can stop some people, man, it could be another special year for us. So, big shout out to all those kids that are getting ready to start up the fall sports, man. And, just to the kids that graduated, Kirsten and Xavier. And, 2022 was a huge year as far as athletics at East Forsyth. A lot of football players went next level. We had a volleyball player go to the SEC, Cadence Booth. And then we're going to have Oklahoma, who's going to be in the SEC in a couple years, and then Xavier, big time contract, man. It's just, it's been fun, man. It's been a lot of fun seeing these kids' dreams play out in front of our eyes. So a lot of fun, man. And for our alma mater, it's huge.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, wait.
That's right. A lot of spotlight on Kernersville here lately. It's been nice, and actually hearing people pronounce it correctly, like in the MLB draft coverage and stuff, was pretty.
Except
cool
for Forsyth County, they can't pronounce that.
Yeah, Forsyth.
Come on, Rob.
Yeah, come on, get it together. Fantastic.
He's already working with a less than full deck.
Yep. Same though. Looking forward to some good baseball. Excited for the Mets series. Anytime we get a chance to play against some good talent, I think I always love seeing kind of where we're stacking up. Excited for the trade deadline on Tuesday to see where some of these moves actually kind of fall, and we can do our best talking about them. The analysts can do their best talking about them, but it'll be exciting to see where these GMs get people to fall. And then I do have to give a shout out, of course, my lovely bride. Her birthday is tomorrow, so
that's right. Happy birthday, Elizabeth.
So super
happy
pumped about that.
Birthday to you.
That's right. So nonetheless, but we appreciate you hanging out with us tonight, and as always, joining in on the fun chatter. As always, if there's any comments or things you would like to mention to us, feel free to email us. Email here on the screen, first23rd@gmail.com. That's the word first, the number 2, the word third, and then pod@gmail.com. Also, feel free to follow the links in the description below. We're over on Twitter and Instagram, trying to post a lot of good stuff out there for you. As I mentioned before, we'll be doing announcing the giveaway sometime this week as well, so we apologize for the delay, but we'll be getting that out shortly. For myself, Scotty, Robbie, and Drew, we appreciate you tuning in, as I mentioned, and we look forward to catching up with you next week and having some more fun talking about all the fun trade deadlines and everything that went down. Peace.